Hi folks, join us for the last leg of our Spain trip, travelling from Logroño in the north of Spain up through France, where we're going to spend about a week, and then we're heading home. Keep watching. So our journey continues. We're leaving Logroño and heading up to France. Our first stop is going to be Dax, just over into France, or not far into France. Then after that we're heading up to La Rochelle on Ile D'Oleron, a lovely island up there. Then we're taking the long road north to Calais and across the tunnel and home. We'll probably have one stop on the way home. Keep watching this video till the end, because I'll be giving a comprehensive budget breakdown of what we spent. I think you'll be surprised how cheap it was. Quite a cheap holiday for what we paid. Keep watching. Just a little shot of the overnight stop at Logroño. We told you a little bit about Logroño yesterday. It's a city up in the north. There is it's famous for its tapas alley, which was okay, but it was rainy and it was the wrong time of day, so it was very quiet. It's a little bit pricey, but it's all right. It's a commercial area. You've got to try it for yourself. It is quite nice. And it's a long alleyway. Calais Lorry is the place to aim for. This is the site. It's 15 minutes walk into the city centre. It's free, and it was very, very quiet. We thought it might be, you know, it's a car park that looks very little used, and we thought it might be great for boy racers, but it wasn't. The drop-off, there isn't a drop-off point here, but there is one about a quarter of a mile down the road on the way out, so we're going to go there now. We spotted it on the way in. Yeah, that's it for Logroño. As I say, we're only passing through. We're now on our way to France, so we're leaving Spain in effect. So goodbye Spain, you've been fantastic.
Some kind of protest by the drivers, the tanker drivers and the lorry drivers. Can't hear yourself think.
This is our stop for tonight, Dax in France. Just on the edge of a really nice housing area. In the woods, 8 spaces, free of charge. All really nice little spots. One other Brit here. There's us over there. I'll put the what 3 words up on the screen. And there's a service point. Drive over waste. Looks a bit Heath Robinson, but does the trick. Apparently there's a lake to walk around. We're just going to go and find it. This is a lake just down the road from the air at Dax. Pleasant find. Nice little walk around the lake to stretch your legs after a 250-mile drive. bike ride from our air on Ile D'Oleron and found this nice beach. 15 minutes on the bikes. Probably would be alright on the paddleboard, although it is a bit breezy. And that's the view the other way. People playing about in the rock pools down there, so I'm assuming there might be something worth catching. Big oyster area around here. Bit more footage of the island of Ile D'Oleron. I think I've got the hang of the pronunciation now. We're right at the tip where the lighthouse is. There's a few bits and bobs here. There's a couple of restaurants, a couple of cafes, the obligatory gift shop. But it is a lovely... A what? A sporty wife? Yeah. It is a really nice island, and we're right at the end of it where there's an air that you pay for. It's £12 a night, but it's really nice. I'll show you some footage of that shortly. But at the end there's cycle paths everywhere, which is really nice, and we've enjoyed cycling around them. It's a lovely day, and definitely consider coming back here again. This is the marina near our campsite at St Denis. There is a municipal campsite as well that we've just been to have a look at, but it's shut until the 8th of April. Looks okay, but I quite like our air, to be honest. There is really no places for free camping on D'Oleron. There is a campsite at the end by the lighthouse, and there are some vans on there, but I would imagine in season particularly you won't be able to stay there. We're just having a little ride, and we just spotted over a fence a two-humped camel. So I'm guessing it's in retirement. He hasn't tried to spit at me or anything. And a little horse. So don't you see the funniest things? Thought I'd show you some footage of the cracking air we stayed at last night and we're staying at tonight in Ile D'Oleron in France near La Rochelle. I've told you a little bit about the area earlier. That is the village there, and this is where you get into the air. You have to stop at the gate, and you can't get in until you go and get a ticket. So let me show you how you get a ticket. Here we go, the instructions. You can choose English. You pick 24 hours, 48 hours or 72 hours, and you pay, and then you get 4 tickets. One of them's your receipt, one of them's something you need to put in your front window, and the other is the pass to get in and out of the place. So when you've got your ticket with the barcode on, you bring your vehicle up to the barrier, just here, and then you hold your ticket against there, so we'll probably need 2 of you to do it, and then the barrier goes up, but apparently you have to be really quick. Well, you do need to be really quick. We were. It comes down again if you're not careful. Then obviously when you're in, you just go and pick what you want. You can see the size of the area, it's really big. There's the service points here, and over in the distance there, that white building, that's the showers, the dishwashing facilities, and there's a laundry over there as well. It's €12 a night. The laundry is €6 for the washing machine, €2 for the dryer, so that's pretty good value. Yeah, all in all, a fabulous little air, and the area is really nice. There's lots of cycle paths that you can follow, off-road most of the time, all the way along the end of the island. I don't know what the rest of the island's like. We've come all the way to the end, so it's really good there, and there's plenty of these cycle paths to follow. We had a really good day cycling today, thoroughly enjoyed it, and felt safe on all the paths, and the sun's come out again, which is great.
That's the bridge leaving Ile D'Oleron back to the mainland. Seems to have taken ages to get here. It's a much bigger island than you think, and it's all roundabouts and little villages, so need to keep your speed down. So it takes a good half hour to get from one end to the other.
Morning folks, another day, another park up, and we're in La Rochelle in France. This is a great park up. It's on the outskirts of the town. I'll put the what 3 words up on the screen. It's about half an hour's walk out of the town in a residential area, but it's a huge air. It's £12.50 a night, which is really good value. And La Rochelle is a lovely little town with a port, lots of architectural things to look round, castles, things like that. The cafe culture is great as well. A little bit expensive, but then we've found that with France. I think you'll all agree that Spain is quite a bit cheaper than France. But you can see where we are. I'll take you down and have a look at the services. There's free electric. It's included in the £12.50, so it's not free, is it? You paid for it. There's water drop off, that sort of thing. There's probably supermarkets in the area, but we've not bothered because we are going on to a place called Bonnetable today, and we've seen that there's a Lidl's there, so we're going to nip in there, see if that Lidl's supermarket is any cheaper than the others. We're not that tight, but obviously food is ever so expensive here. We are well and truly on our way back now, so the next 2 days we're hoping to travel to Calais and go over on the tunnel, but I don't know if you all know, you probably do, there's been a lot of truck protests over here, and we've been on roads where they've just come to a standstill, where the lorries have just stopped. I'm guessing there's going to be some at Calais at the tunnel. I can't remember if I told you in previous videos, but we were going to go back up to Amsterdam and go have a couple of days in Amsterdam and go over on the Rotterdam-Hull ferry, which is much closer to where we live. However, with the P&O fiasco, we can't confirm whether our ferry's on, and they won't give us a refund. So I think we're going to have to change it to later in the year, and we'll perhaps have a separate trip going there. So just beware of that if you're coming over, all the P&O fiasco. Yeah, I'll take you down and we'll have a quick look at the services. As you can see, it's in a residential area. I don't know what this place has been before, but there's various buildings knocking around. It's next to a sports centre and it's not far from the railway, but I can't say we heard anything at night. As you can see, here's the drop off. It's quite busy. It's obviously in the morning. There's 2 of them, mind, so that's great. There's water drop off and toilet there. You pay on the way out with your ticket, so a bit like the car parks in England, you get a ticket on your way in, and then you pay on your way out. You get a 24-hour period, so if you arrive late one afternoon, you've still got till late the following afternoon, which is good. Yeah, we're getting off shortly and we're heading to Bonnetable, so I'm sure that's a terrible pronunciation, but we'll do a bit of footage when we get there. Just finally, great little spot in amongst the trees here, but As you can probably guess, the windscreen was covered in bird muck this morning, so I don't know what they've been eating, but it was an horrible mess wiping it off. Good evening. We've travelled further up north and we're now at a little place called Bonnetable. I'm sure I've mispronounced that for all you Francophiles, but it's on the route north or south, and it's a camping car park air. Now for one of those you need a card that you have to load with a minimum of €5. Most of their sites are about €10, 10 to 12 euros, but they're alright, they're airs. But you let yourself in at the gate. This one's a former municipal car park, I think, but there's a kids play area there. It's on the edge of town. There's a little building with sinks and toilets in, so that's quite nice. It's a lovely evening, and it's quite a nice little site. I'm just cooking something for tea outside and a beer. So we're nearly home now. We've got one more stop after here before we get to the tunnel, and I'll give you a bit of footage from there. This is our last night in the foreign land, and we're at a place an hour down from Calais called, I've forgotten what it's called, Merlimont or something. I'll put it up on the screen. It's another camping car park site. If you do decide to come one of these, you do need to have a preloaded car before you come. They are pretty good, but they're about €12 a night, so they're not cheap for an air. But they're okay. This one's right on the beach, so you can walk into the beach at Merlimont. And then tomorrow morning we're going to catch the tunnel back, and we'll probably have one night in UK. We're going to take our time going back because we're a bit fed up that our Rotterdam Hull crossing, we've not been able to go that way because of the fiasco with P&O, as I think I mentioned. So yeah, this is nice little air, nice little town. So perhaps if you're catching the ferry or the tunnel, this is quite a good one. As I say, it's about an hour away, but it seems really pleasant and a really pleasant area. Just heading home on the tunnel, just about to get on the train. Here's the budget for our Spain road trip that I promised earlier in the video. Just to go over it briefly, we did 4,080 miles, just to give you an idea of what we did. The itinerary of where we went, etc. is all on the previous videos, but suffice to say we were away for 8 weeks. If you can see, the site fees were £305 for the whole time we were away. That averaged to £38 a week, and average per day at £5.45. 25 nights were on paid campsites and 31 nights on free campsites or wild camping. Food for the duration was £627. The average per week was £78, which is roughly what we spend when we're at home, so that was a winner. Diesel is an expense, quite a big expense, £820. I've shown that as £102 per week. However, there is a big chunk at the beginning and then another big chunk at the end. Fuel did go up about week 5 because of the what's been happening in the world. So it did start increasing at week 5. So the fuel we needed to get home was at the higher rate. Eating and drinking out, we spent £611 over the 8 weeks. That's £76 per week. So that was drinks, tapas, meals out. which I think was reasonable considering we're on holiday. Miscellaneous costs were £480 for the whole duration, £60 average per week. Within that, which is worth pointing out, is our LPG budget. We spent £36.45 on LPG, which I thought was quite low really, considering we were running the fridge off it, the heating at night, the hot water, that sort of thing. Other miscellaneous costs were laundry, gifts, clothing, attractions, museums, buses, trams, parking fees, etc. The tunnel ended up costing us quite a lot, £360 return, but a lot of that was because we didn't plan too far in advance, and we didn't get the return trip until a week before we left. So if you'd have shopped around and paid in advance, we could have got that a bit cheaper. So the trip total was £3,203, which worked out at an average per week of £400, which I think is pretty reasonable really. That's £200 per head. That was drinks, food, accommodation, getting there, the lot. So all in all, we're really pleased with that. Well, that's it for this series of videos and this particular video, everyone. We're back home now. We had a fabulous time. 8 weeks away, 4,080 miles, as I said earlier. I hope the budget breakdown was useful for you, and all the stops we mentioned and their what 3 words coordinates. I hope you found that useful. Keep watching our videos, and if you like videos, please press the like button, subscribe, maybe press the bell to get future notifications. We'll keep making videos as long as people want to watch them. So summer coming up, let's see what other videos we can tell you about. Thanks for watching again. Take care.